and despair and all this hate from the disbelievers or people who say whatever he's saying is fake. He's saying endure it with steadfastness and patience because it's going to it's going to be worth it all in the end. And it doesn't just apply to the Prophet sallallahu wasallam. It also applies to us in the real world because you see, yeah, France where they're banning the hijab and people who think that Muslims are bad people and all of that's fake, and we know ourselves that this is the true religion and this is the peaceful religion, so we have to keep going with our faith even though people saying that it's fake. So next verse is innahum yarawnahu ba'ida. They truly see this day as impossible. So this verse is talking about the disbelievers or people that don't believe in the day of judgment. They see that they're never going to be judged, they're never going to be accounted or held accounted for their deeds that they did in this dunya, because obviously that all of our good deeds and our bad deeds are going to be counted, and we're all going to be judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. So many people who disbelieve in Islam believe that this day is impossible. And the next one is وَنَارَهُ قَرِيبًا, but we see it as inevitable. So what that means is that we see it as inescapable, and we see it that it's going to come. We cannot escape it, whether you believe in it or whether you don't believe in it or whether you don't want it to happen. It's still going to happen no matter what. On the day of judgment, you're going to be accounted for your deeds, your good deeds and your bad deeds, and you're going to be judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so that's why we should be patient, practice our deen, be steadfast during this Ramadan and also Laylatul Qadr, and earn as many good deeds as we can.
Thank you, Narjis, for that very deep and insightful tafsir. I think it's really important for us all to understand that, yeah, even though it seems like things are going very difficultly, things are going very difficult, but it's important for us to be steadfast in our faith, because eventually Allah will reward all the believers. Like what Narjis, you were saying about France and the people who accuse Muslims of acts of terrorism. Even though they may be right, it's not Islam which is dictating that, it's their own beliefs or their own wants. And it's important for us to understand that and to make sure everyone around us understands that. Thank you so much for your very insightful tafsir of these ayat. I would now like to call Sakina Abbas for the hadith of the day. Sakina Abbas is here. Oh.
I'm going to be doing a hadith from Imam Ali. There are some people who worship Allah to gain His favors. This is the worship of merchants. While there are some who worship Him to keep themselves free from His wrath. This is the worship of slaves. A few who obey Him out of their sense of gratitude and obligations. This is the worship of free and noble men. So what this is saying is basically there's 3 levels of worship. There's people who worship Him to gain some kind of benefit. Then there's people who worship Him because of their fear of Allah. And then there's like the highest level of worship where you're worshiping Him solely because of your love and because of your gratitude towards everything He's done for you. And even though those other 2 levels, they're good. Like we all like start from there, I think, because we fear Him and because we want some sort of benefit like in the afterlife. But I think it's important to know that we should all strive to worship Him because of our love for Him. And then just a quick side note, there was a munajat of Imam Ali, which is just like a piece of a conversation with Imam Ali and Allah, where he said, Ya Allah, it is enough for me to be your servant. So I think we should all keep that quote in mind. So thank you. Salawat.
Allahumma. Everyone, please recite aloud salawat for Sister Sakina Abbas for this hadith. I just want to say that she did have very short notice. I think she prepared this in like an hour because she found out very recently or very late that she was going to be doing it today. So I want to thank her for being able to do it on such short notice. I believe now we have Shabir Raza for the presentation of Kahoot. I'm not sure which one he has chosen, so inshallah we will see which one we'll be doing. Is Shabir Raza here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, if you'd like to share your screen or present.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do Kahoot. It's gonna be a Blooket. It's something different.
Okay.
Go to blooket.com/play and then enter the game pin. Okay, I think everyone's in. Should I start it?
Yes, you can start it.
Can
Sorry?
It should say what to do on the screen.
This is an interesting game. How does it? I can't see how you guys are playing it. So how does it work?
You buy stuff from the like you restock food, then you click on the food and sell it.
Oh, okay. And then are there questions you answer, or how does that work?
You restock food by answering questions.
Okay. So it's similar to a Kahoot, but it's a little bit more interactive. The goal is to get to $1 million. That's actually quite a bit. Currently,
Yeah,
the highest is 1.7 thousand or 2.2 thousand, so that's about $2,200. There's quite a ways to go.
I'm probably gonna stop it before then.
Okay, so we have about until 7:15 or 7:13, let's say, before we have to start with the dua, finish with the dua. Dua. And so if you can end it about then, and whoever's at the highest amount will say that they've won.
Okay.
So is the number that's being shown the total number of money that everyone has combined on the bottom right?
Yeah, at the bottom right is how much everybody has, like combined.
Who's Raventhorn? I think they're leading by almost twice as much as anybody else.
I'm Raventhorn.
Oh wow, you're pretty fast at
Class.
this then. You're already at 35,000. The second place is 18,000 only. Or
I
19.
played this game in class, so I know a lot about it.
This is a nice alternative to the Kahoot, I think, because it's a little bit more relaxed. It's not as stressful. What are the types of questions? I can't really see them, so I'm just wondering.
It's about animals.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, are the questions repeating?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh wow, Emerald brand is already at 200,000. So is it possible to lose money? Is that why the people are going back down, or can you only gain money?
I think you pay to get stuff. I don't know exactly though.
I see. Looks like Emerald brand is about to win if they. Oh wow, they won already. It actually went a lot quicker. So Emerald brand won with $1,264,240. And I think number two is at 130,391. And number three is at Shadowglade at 96,687. So Emerald brand was about 10 times faster than the second place, which is pretty fast. Who's Emerald brand?
I am
Who is?
Nargis.
Oh wow, so you're able to finish this faster, almost 10 times faster than everyone else. Congratulations. We have about still 15 minutes, I think. So if anybody has any questions or anything, maybe we can have them answered if So you just
I can set up another bucket if you want.
if you have one,
So on one of the questions, it said how many surahs have in the Quran have start with Bismillah. It's the answer. The correct answer that you picked was 114, but Surah Tawbah or Surahs, I don't know. One of them does not have a Bismillah in them. So the correct
actually,
One of them
uh,
has two Bismillahs, so it does come to 114.
yeah.
I do want
But
to.
sorry, I agree with Taha in the sense that the question asked how many surahs begin with Bismillah.
That is.
I don't know about that, but there are 114 Bismillahs. I don't know whether or not it starts. I don't know whether the question said does it start or contain, but there are 114 total and 113 at the beginning of surahs.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Real quick, I wanted to ask. We didn't do the challenge today. Does anyone want to do it, or should I just take a step back and y'all finish with another bucket
I think we
We
should
can do it.
challenge? Yeah. All right. Is that cool, Musa?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
There was no other plan. I think it finished a little early, so you can go
Okay.
ahead.
So, this is a recycle challenge. There's been a few recycle challenges, but this is a recycle challenge from last year. So if you were here, you have some hints on how to do it. But as usual, we're going for funny and creative. So your problem is to pretend you're a patient in an operating room and you hear noises and conversations. I want you to say what you would like to hear and what you would not like to hear. So your response must begin with, oh, sorry, not and, or. Your response must begin with, I would like to hear, or I would not like to hear. So for example, one response could be, I would like to hear, you'll be okay. And another response could be, I would not like to hear, whoops, in an operating room. All right, makes sense? Yes, yes, yes. I want funny, creative, outside of the box. Come up with as many as you can. We're going to share them after I say so, which we can share at 7:05. We're going to share at 7:05. Don't put them in the chat box until then. Once I say we can, put them in the chat box, and then we're going to turn on your mic to share just one, like every single night. All right? Go ahead, take it away.
Amin looks like he knows what he's gonna write. He looks like he's full of purpose. Staring at his computer screen, typing ferociously, just like all I hear is he sees his hands moving on the keyboard. Taharo Johnny is trying to get some help from his brother. Looking behind him.
brother isn't helpful.
You all have about 1 minute, so if you're stuck, then you should just think of something on the spot. Maybe, just maybe it'll win. I think last time Amna won with something she thought of right as Salah had just called on her and she just had to think of something and she won with that, so we'll see. There's always hope.
Your time is winding down. I'm just here silently moving my head to Jeopardy music. All right, that is your time. So I hope you're all ready. Go ahead and put it in the chat and raise your hands. And we're going to do it like we do every night. Who wants to go
Zain,
first?
I think last time you put it just before, and this time, like right as I finished your sentence, it was in the chat. It was like that same second.
Yes. He was ready. Anybody want to get on their mic and share? Do I have no volunteers? Y'all are putting them in the chat. Asia, is that you? All right, go ahead.
I was gonna say I would not like to hear the crunch of my doctor eating chips.
All right. I thought you were going to say the crunch of like bones. I was like, oh my God. Oh, all right, Sada, go ahead.
I would like to hear Quran being recited, and I would not like to hear somebody screaming.
What was the first one you said? Oh, Quran being recited. Very nice. Zain.
I would like to hear you are officially allowed to eat as much candy and sugar as possible. I would not like to hear, oh, I am so sorry.
Yikes. All right, Amin.
I would like to hear, he's still got 5 years left to live. I would not like to hear, oh, sorry, that's for close to death patients.
Only 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years is a little bit of time. I wouldn't like to hear that. All right, Masuma, I see you. Go ahead.
I would not like to hear, man, this is a hard surgery for my first day.
You are looking.
We just did 4. I would not like to hear because there's 4 people. Taha's is, whoops, that wasn't sanitized.
Oh no.
Mine was, I'm operating on the wrong patient. I don't know how, but somehow.
Nice.
And then mine was, I would not like to hear, I think I missed a step.
Oh, is that Mortaza? Very nice. Very nice. All right. Anyone else want to share? Hania, Nargis, Shabir, Sajad, Mohsen.
Yeah, so I would like to hear laughing. Wait, let me just do that one. I would not like to hear silence, someone being rude, something going wrong, and someone passing wind. And I would like to hear laughing, happy screaming, people crying out of joy, reassurance, good news, and someone yelling, I got cake and raspberries. Yeah. I love raspberries. So.
All right. Anybody else? Musa,
I'll
you
go.
got anyone? Oh, who's first?
I would like to hear you are good and ready to go. I would not like to hear I forgot to put on my gloves. Well, too bad. We're finished the surgery now.
Yikes.
I think either Zain has another one to share or he hasn't put his hand down, and then Masuma has her hand up as well. I think they have to share a few more.
No, they just haven't put their hands down.
Or Hania has one to share.
You want to unmute, Hania? No?
If you want, I can read some of them out of the chat so everyone can hear them.
Go ahead, read a couple, and then we can move on to voting.
Let's see. I don't know if Tahir Al-Jani said his. His is, I would not like to hear a UFO flying towards the hospital. That would be scary. And I would like to hear that I'll be okay. That is comforting to know. Hania says that I would not like to hear this is my first time. I hope I did this step correct. That would be terrifying if the doctor messed something up.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So mine, it's kind of awkward for me, but this. I would like to hear I'm having a baby, but I would not like to hear that I'm having a baby boy. Or like twins that annoy, but I didn't have a correct answer for that.
Thank you for sharing. All right, we are going to move on to voting. So we're going to do this quickly because we're at the end. So real quick, put your votes in the chat. I'm going to tally them up as quickly as I can. And then we're going to call it done. I think I already see who the winner is. There are like 5 different people on Masuma's screen. All right. Anyone else? Any last minute votes to cast? All right. Ooh. Anyone else? Ooh, I'm seeing a tie formulate. So let's see if we can get a couple more to break that tie. Wait, nope, the tie is already broken. All right, so I'm gonna call that done. So you have like the next 2 seconds to put in another vote. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're gonna call it finished. And because of our real quick voting, I can tell you now that Zain Hassan is our winner. So congrats to Zain. Good job. There you are in the corner. You win nothing like usual, but you did a good job. So congrats to you. Back to Musa.
Okay, I think that was a productive use of our last few minutes. And if we have, sorry, I think I accidentally muted myself there. If we have Zain Abid to do the Dua Faraj to close us off.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma kun waliyaka al-hujjat al-Hasan. صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ونينا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه.
I think maybe they lost connection. Okay, maybe Zain Hassan, since I can call on you since Zain Ahmed was not able to do it, if you would like to start over or finish it off.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقاعدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل.
Okay, thank you so much. Can we get a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad before we close off the meeting?
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعليكم فرجه.
Thank you all so much for attending. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning, and especially sorry to Narjis for the meeting ending during her presentation. Inshallah, we will have fewer of these issues in the upcoming days. Thank you all for attending, and ma'asalama.
Ma'asalama.
Thank